In the top right side, we have got ourselves a red Terran player representing the Shopify Rebellion, BYUN. The Shopify Rebellion. Bottom left side, the blue Protoss player fighting for Team NV. He is Creator. Quite a strong Protoss. Can be quite unique in his own style. Need to remove the best of 11 here as well. That was a leftover from a little previous event we had. We also have best of 11s and we have to improvise since, you know what, the UI of the game doesn't really think that a best of 11 would ever become a thing. Let alone go above that. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, we can enjoy ourselves a bit of BYUN and Creator. Can get quite creative overall. A little bit of safety scouting from both these players here, perhaps. Looks like it. Mostly sticking around their own bases, though. Except for BYUN. BYUN will be coming across the map right now. I guess Creator as well, after just rigorously scouting his third and other potentially third base. Didn't quite check behind the minerals. Sometimes people do sneak stuff in here, right, as well. But oh well. Oh well, does seem pretty darn normal, all considering. We have a Reaper instead of a Marine on the way, so this probe can be a bit more of a nuisance for a bit of a longer time. And yeah, there's actually quite a bit of a delay on that command center there. I think we saw like 150 minerals tick up in total for BYUN. And, well, that's never a good thing, right? That's quite a bit of a delay. And that's going to delay when your mule starts hitting, when you start getting the second SCV in the production queue. All that stuff, and when all those things start mining as well. Roller coaster chain effect, but BYUN, he's a player that will find other ways to be as bothersome to his opponents and find ways to kind of put everything back up in an equal position. In an equilibrium, as they would say. Concussive Shell is going to be a part of this for BYUN, at least he's going to attempt it. Don't necessarily like the Concussive Shell, I feel like I say this every time I see it, but sometimes it works, like, very occasionally. On rare moments of brilliance, suddenly the Concussive Shell will find itself quite big connection and get a couple of stalker kills or something like that, right? They're still kind of split up on the map or something. But otherwise, it seems like very often right now, at least, we have Protoss with enough units to combat the Marauders at once. He did send his Adept across, so that is going to get taken out. That's a good start for the Marauder push. There we go, already proving me wrong. Little Stark here at the forefront, trying to keep the Reaper at distance. Won't be able to go anywhere else there, but also, of course, those Marauders are coming in, so Creator wisely backs up, doesn't over-chase for that Reaper, as he knows he will lose that Stalker here. Stalker is now on top of a shield battery, and it looks like that is all BYUN is going to be able to get with those Marauders. So yeah, just a single Adept right here. I guess he keeps the Adept away from his mineral line, so they go mining undisturbed, right? He is not under no pressure of any type of stalker harassment, things like this, for the time being. So yeah, overall it's not bad. He doesn't know about the Dark Shrine, of course, though. I kind of neglected for a while now. Failed to notice it. I kind of failed to get in the base in its entirety of Creator here, so BYUN completely unaware of what is going on in this match so far. Did not go for a Raven, and looks like he's spending his energy quite quickly here. Almost has enough. Okay, does have enough for a scan right now. He's keeping it around for the... Oh no, he just used the mule. Oh, he just used the mule and probably sees it right here. At least he should. It's going to be a while before he has his scan available. It's going to hurt quite a bit here as Creator comes on in and starts slapping down the SCVs rather quickly. BYUN, I mean, 5 more seconds and that will be one scan, but that's just for one base as well. He needs to have missile turrets in other locations, and these DTs just stop the potential for any type of missile turrets being created. There we go, now finally under the protection of that scan. BYUN will try to build something here, but again another DT comes on in there. The SCVs try desperately to keep it afloat, but will not be the case. At some point, I'd say just fly that starport over to the tech lab. May as well try to do it as quickly as possible here. BYUN still just trying to make those missile turrets. So now he's on across the map journey. Will come in here and depower a lot of the gateways. Actually, 3 of them in total. Now, that's a good majority. Hitting up with the probe line here, doing a reasonable bit of damage. Of course, needs to do more, seeing how much damage he took himself. 17 and already below on the work account, of course, as well. How are the DTs doing right now? Do we have another scan available? We will in 3 seconds. Finally, a missile turret did manage to be built in the natural. Now we have another scan. 2 more SCVs go down, though. 19 killed in total. Not too shabby, not too shabby, considering that will be a wall prism incorporated with this play as well. He may even try to do a bit more of the DT harassment. Still no missile turret in the main base, of course, and well, BYUN's army's out and about. You have it still walking around, so yeah, still looking to do certain things here with those DTs. Schlap, oh, almost getting the yeah, no, Reaper actually undamaged. Wow. The Phantom Blade. This could still be a pretty good fight here for BYUN, of course. His army is pretty darn strong, and the army of Creator is completely split up right now. The shield battery overcharge will come into play, but a quick pickup for BYUN after picking off the Immortal. He will try to get himself out of there. Still no third base here for BYUN. After one day, is he just planning to stick to the 2 here? Try to get enough damage rolling in before he goes anywhere else with his mind. Another pylon right here has been built. Bit of a pickup on the gateway, not too harmful for Creator, of course. BYUN watches out as he does see a bit of a force of Protoss assembled in the main base still. Not quite committing. DT's still a everlasting presence as danger as well. Ready to find those SCVs one more time. The missile turret there almost finished up actually, so luckily for BYUN, he did think about this at a later point in time. Still quite far away with his Marines though, and already losing 5, yeah, 6. Should get 6 workers. Not a quite devastating bit of damage to the economy right there. DTs on the forefront, just kind of sticking around here, acting as observers, trying to figure out what the Terran is up to, and they can block, of course, SCVs from building a command center there as well. Forcing another scan. It's not too bad. Okay, BYUN bringing everything back. Is this him trying to set up for a third base, or is this him trying to just get everything ready for the big old push? Does he bring SCVs? Let's wait and see. There are some SCVs here. Yep, there they go. Off to a grandiose adventure. An Archon drop does come into the main base. 3 Marines will not be enough to deal with that. Do definitely need a bit of assistance there. Stalkers do have blink as well, and most of them manage to escape the bio with the concussive shell. Here we go. Immortals ready to really deal the damage, but the siege tanks a really good position here. Are we going to get any infrastructure being built from BYUN as well? Try to make it more difficult for Zealots to engage. They don't have charge yet, by the way. That's a big deal. It's really going for it on that right flank. Quite committed right now. The left flank of the Protoss is coming in, and now under siege of the siege tank. BYUN quickly returns into the middle position and opens up fire on these now exposed Immortals and Stalkers away from the shield battery, and it looks like BYUN is doing a pretty darn good job here. The medevacts are running out, but the gateway forces are getting quite low as well. 1 more Immortal remains. A couple of shield batteries also. Overcharge is still a present thing as well. BYUN brings more Marines. Still quite a scary army here. Almost up to 40 army supply versus 24. And he's going to lose a couple of Marines on the way. Okay, only one of them. That's good. Thought he was going to lose more. Not quite happening that way. Do we still have those Archons somewhere? I don't think we do. Did he lose the War Prism? He may have. Okay, the Marines have to be very careful here. Are not allowed to take a fight against Stalkers and Zealots and an Immortal without having a clear advantage here in the meta, and them being so low. It's probably not going to be for the best. GG is called. BYUN taps one out of there. Creator takes game number 1. Has done absolutely nothing. I don't know. He did manage to kill most of the worker line in a way, didn't he? With the thingamajig. He did manage to securely defend against the Marauder attack as well. Like, honestly, I don't know why people do the Marauder attack. I'm sure I'm missing something, like how good it is against, like, I don't know, the Max Packs build or something like that. But at the same time, like, in any other situation, it just feels like it sets you back so much. And then the DTs as well. Doing a lot of damage. Beyond not being able to get a scout in. Not being able to get a scout off can cause you to lose games. And that can go either way, right? Bottom left side, we have the blue Protoss fighting for Team NV Creator. Now, 1 point down on the scoreboard. The red Terran in the top right side. Fighting for the Shopify Rebellion. That's right, came back to me. BYUN. Maybe I was just pausing for dramatic effect. Who knows? Good effort there by BYUN in that previous game, but Creator just a little bit ahead in the build orders there, I would say. Does anyone know definitively? Anyone in the chat that's smarter than me about StarCraft? Like, what is the absolute purpose? Like, what is the Marauder push really good against? Like, except for if you get, like, 2 Stalkers. Because the Stalkers were, you know, away from the base. And there was no Adept Scout seeing the Marauders coming in. So that wouldn't be shield battery. I don't know, it feels like it can fall apart so quickly. And then again, maybe it's something like the Hellbat push, right? The Hellbat push kind of was this one thing that nobody really took seriously. Sometimes it kind of worked, and nowadays, I mean, Hellbat pushes seem to be a pretty darn tough strategy to beat. And we have the Reaper arriving at the forefront of the Protoss base. Not really seeing anything of interest, of course, just quite yet. There's nothing to see here. Alright, move along, please. Oh. Gets a probe there, but loses the Reaper as well before he really sees what he needed to see, which I'm not even sure what it is yet. It doesn't exist yet. That's why he couldn't really scout it. It's going to be Twilight Council. That's what he wanted to see. Fortunately for him, not going to be quite as accessible anymore to that information now that the Reaper is gone. BYUN going for a regular Widowmine drop. A couple of Stalkers here might be able to be enough. We still need to have a good probe pool, of course, from Creator. Let's see if BYUN can manage to get some early game damage secured here. Or if it's just going to open him up for, you know, the Blink Stalker aggression on the other side of the map. Going for those Widowmine drops, it's a bit of a gamble. You're planning to do damage, of course, and if you don't manage to get that damage done, then, well, you're just going to make your own defense a bit weaker, right, against any potential Protoss aggression. And we do see, actually, 2 more gateways coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we'll go up to 3, so maybe a bit of poking from the Blink Stalk. It's not going to be too out of order here. First 2 Widowmines coming up. And that's a good reaction from Creator there, not losing too much. Solid stuff indeed. Blink about to finish up. Gonna make it even easier to defend against any other follow-up attempts with these types of medevac ships, of course. Just floating around doing their own thing. The Terran mosquitoes. To the Protoss skin. Yeah, third base with a, well, 3 barracks builds here from BYUN. BYUN grabbing himself the stim pack, the +1 attack. So once again, kind of looking like he is planning to ramp up a offensive at some point in the future. Let's see how well these Blink Stalkers, of course, are going to be able to kind of interfere with that type of plan. How much they will be able to kind of pick off. How well they will be positioned, and microed against a Marine ball that is quite substantial here, of course. Creator, don't blink in there. Oh dear, that is quite the aggressive blink. Okay, does manage to move out of the siege tank range, but does lose quite a bit of HP in the process. 2 full volleys managed to land, and there's the recall. He gets 3 SCVs, loses what? 3 Stalkers? 2 Stalkers, alright, fair enough. Well, it's still not a good trade, I would say, but still, he kind of gets a glimpse on what's going on in BYUN space as well. But yeah, 3 SCVs for the 2 Stalkers. I don't know if that's worth it when you do have a Terran attack coming in quite shortly. If you're almost maxed out and you're planning to make better units anyway, right? Sure, that's great. Get whatever you can with those Stalkers, but here right now, this is not what he needs to do. Needs to keep himself in a pretty secure spot against this attack, and then afterwards, well, he can try to do his other stuff again. Let's see. Let's meet him up on the ramp. Gets what did he get? Was that a medevac he picked off? What fell out? No, I think it was just a Marauder, wasn't it? Felt like something fell out of the ground, but maybe just the body part of the Marauder just kind of flew up real high. Okay, avoiding a siege tank shot here. The Raven looking out for any potential Colossus, but they're not here, so he's just going to stim right up this ramp and target down the first pylon. Doesn't quite manage to get the second pylon on the shield battery, so we'll just rotate around after forcing the shield overcharge. Quite a bit of hubbub going around in the Terran base as well, as the Zealots suddenly in the natural, taking out a lot of the SCVs. Blink Stalkers also coming up here. BYUN suddenly in quite a bit of trouble at his own home base. Interference Matrix onto the Immortal, kind of helping out here. Marines don't seem to be able to get into range with the help of those force fields. Those are brilliant force fields overall. Being able to set up another couple of those. He's slowly losing gateways, but I mean, BYUN's slowly losing everything here. Well, not even slowly. It's happening a little bit more rapidly in the base of BYUN at the moment. So BYUN will make an attempt up this ramp. Goes right for those Immortals. Knows they will be dealing the most damage. Still quite a couple of probes, though. Not that much left in the army here for BYUN, as he's already lost most of his SCVs back at home. He's lost one orbital now as well. Trying to make whatever he can to hold off the Protoss offensive. As this may be the final battle right here. Doesn't look like BYUN will be able to get a lot more done across the map, but in his own base, things are looking quite dire as well. Nice pick up with the medevacs, but still Same can be done with the War Prism here, it seems, and is being done as well. BYUN still kind of stuck, trying to get himself up this ramp as creator. He's just force fielding, so kind of reminiscent of early game Swings of Liberty, where there would be a Terran army just hoping that the Terran or the Protoss would not force field. Just try to get himself up a ramp that way. Please don't see this. Please don't see it now. Well, here you go, full circle. Do I still have a shield battery there as well? The army of creators still growing in size, also as he is still mining. Time is ticking for BYUN, and maybe we're going to even have a recall here come in. He has a secret base set up in the bottom right side. I'm sorry, BYUN, but sometimes things just look a little bit too bleak. And this may be one of those moments. Trying to force himself in here, but the siege tank quite far removed from the situation. It's going to come into effect right now. Targeting down the probe, that's probably a good idea. Less friendly fire that way, but siege tank falls, and so do the infantry. BYUN. Alright, well, he's dropping mules. Maybe he's anticipating that his opponent at least will have to long distance mine to mine efficiently. He has the full mineral patches here, but I mean, he doesn't know about this base, right? If he knew about that base, probably would have tapped out already. I mean, this is the situation for him, right? This is what he can see. It may still be playable. We know that it won't be, but from BYUN's eyes, who knows? Getting a couple of zealots here. For relative cheap. That's nice. Good trading. Sending in the SCVs as well. All two of them. And there you have it. GG is called. Not quite enough, of course. Creator will be able to take game number 2 as well. And sets himself up for match points already. Dangerous situation here for BYUN. He finds himself already on the ropes in the first couple of games. BYUN needs to find the power within him. His micro Jackson, just overall prowess. That would be a good word if it came to me a little bit sooner. This micro Jackson prowess needs to really shine through here. Something needs to happen his way, right? Otherwise, a 3-0 would be a bit of a bummer. But here we go. Let's see. Game number 3, guys. In the top right side, we have a red Terran player fighting for the Shopify Rebellion, Mr. BYUN. Bottom left side, the blue Protoss fighting for Team NV. He is creator. What's going on, Kozan? I am doing alright, Sniper. Thank you for asking, my man. How are you doing? I think I may have a little bit of the sniffles, you know, a bit of a cold, but nothing else. Doing good. What did you mean, like, what's going on, Kozan, as in, what in the world are you doing, Kozan? Why are you casting this? Or why is this event? Or maybe you were trying to refer to something else that's happening globally in the news right now, which I'm just not yet aware of, because I'm casting StarCraft 2. Who knows? Who knows? But overall, I hope that somewhat encompasses your question. How have you been is what it means. Okay, well, yeah, I've been good. That's good. Alright, yeah. Yeah, first instinct there, you know. Probably good to stick to those sometimes. Got to love the modern day English. It is good. Alright, little factory follow-up. And a Stargate from Creator. Alright, the first Stargate we've seen of him in this best of 5, but only the 3rd match, so will he? Will he go for the Phoenixes or go into those Oracles first? I would assume the Oracles first, right? He has been playing relatively aggressively, or at least with the full intention to scout. So he's still making the Adepts also, so maybe he's planning to scout with the Adepts and then make the Phoenixes for defense? I don't know. We'll see. It's a mystery. Keeping an eye on that gas count. Will be an Oracle. Alright. We'll have to be careful for those Widow Mines that are going to be laying about, apparently, by BYUN. Let's see where he decides to put those. Okay. Fair spot. Oh. Little Hellion mix-up right there from BYUN, I guess. He's dealing with a couple of things right now. Another Adept in the main base also. Killing a valuable scout, but that's about it. Here comes the Oracle. Alright. Guess he knows there's no Widow Mines here now. There's only a single Widow Mine. There are those Marines. They are kind of pushing him into the Widow Mine path. But Creator does not go for that second mineral line. Will remain on his own side for the time being. Fair enough. Couple of barracks. Once again. Very similar build to for BYUN here. He is incorporating the Raven once again, though. Won't fall to the DT shenanigans again after game number 1. Which again was why it was a little bit of a build or the win, right? Very often you will see that Raven. The Raven a great utility for the Terran to have overall. Even if there's no DTs, you can still make great use of that Raven. So very often we just see it within the build order of the Terran making its appearance, but BYUN that one time opting to skip it in favor to get himself quicker medevacs and maybe also the Marauders, of course. I like the status traps here for Creator. Didn't get a lot done with his Oracle, his first Oracle at least. Now just setting up traps everywhere. Again, Raven though, quite useful against those. So less likely to just lose the game because of something like that. It's a nice bit of counterplay available there for BYUN. As long as he keeps his Raven in a good position as he moves his army out. Is this going to be the moment already? He doesn't have any type of real AoE damage with him except for that one Widow Mine, which is going to stay at home, it seems. Hide behind the reactor. That is the previous path where the Oracle flew in, so could be the way forwards there. 6 gateways about to finish up, so the army supply for Creator, not that massive right now, but it will manage to grow quite a bit here. Very, very quickly. No third base there. A little bit troubled. Looks like that one Widow Mine did manage to get an Oracle. There's still 2 Oracles around, though. BYUN only with... they're almost out of energy, though, so not the biggest of deal. Oh, the Raven! Raven gets picked off, but he knows about the status trap. Runs the Cyclone in so that the Bio can go forward. There's another status trap right here. He needs to scan. Oh, barely sees it. But not in time. Still quite a few Marines right there. Stifled right now. It's another status trap right there. BYUN, don't fall for it. BYUN, oh, more of his units getting caught out. This is abysmal right now for BYUN. Losing portions of his army continuously. due to these status traps. A couple of force fields there maybe could have been utilized to keep those Marines in and pick them off with the use of the Void Race and the Stalkers, but let's be honest, a bit more Marines right there. Stuck again. This guy, it seems it's not his lucky day right now, but still quite a convincing army. Only Blink is here, no charge, definitely helping out quite a bit against the Zealots right there. Stutter Step Micro actually really strong in that moment in time, of course. We all know that BYUN can do quite a fair bit of that type of micro. Finding the Adept, don't find the status trap though, please. Okay, it's gonna back up slightly here, feeling that his momentum got tempered quite a bit, so needs to find a bit more of a successful battle here to really start bringing it home. Also, probably a good idea to heal up right now. Yeah, probably for the best. Stalker's not going to give BYUN that much of a breather, though. BYUN needs to run further back to actually deal with these. Quite a nice look on right there. Does get a couple more Stalkers right now on the retreat. Tries to get the Marauders up close, so they will be able to use their concussive shell once again, but that's about it. Oh, Creator not having any of it right now. He is looking for a battle. Charge is about to finish up. Look at the insane amount of Zealots right now available, together with a couple of sentries and a good amount, a healthy amount of Stalkers here as well. Alright, let's see how this will go. One Widowmine already up in the air. The other one targeted down. Very clean micro there for Creator, picking off the most damaging units to his army. And backs off as soon as he sees that there's more Widowmines from top, when BYUN may finally be able to get some momentum going his way. Creator just backs up and decides, you know what, never mind, I'll just attack the third base. Continue on your second base, as I do not want to deal with those Widowmines right now. Good fight there for Creator, not gonna lie. Could be a game-deciding fight, really. There's those sentries there as well. I don't think he has a lot of hallucination energy, otherwise he could decide, of course, to try and set off the Widowmines that way with a bunch of hallucinated Phoenixes just flying over the army, dealing a bunch of AoE effect damage if BYUN doesn't unsiege. Or unburrows, right? And that is a perfect opportunity for the Zealots to run in. Anyway, kind of battling for position here. With more and more Widowmines coming out. The time for this army of Creator really at an end. But definitely managed to do quite a bit. An enormous amount of mining there just going in Creator's favor. He's setting up a fourth base here. As now finally BYUN is trying to reclaim a third base. It's going to go for the other one. Might be a bit more defensible for him. I don't know. Especially against the Zealot army, I would say, yeah, it's probably a bit more defensible. And there go, the Widowmines back into the ground. Trying to find it. Seeing those probe strengths there. Gives him the knowledge that there should be something going on around this place, and finds the fourth Nexus. The fourth Nexus might go down, but the Terran army is still on this side of the map as well. Creator looks like he's just going to go for a counterattack. This is quite a interesting play as well. Once again, just going to move across the map here, circumnavigate the Terran army, and just go for it. Ooh, great Widowmines right there. A lot of Zealots being punished. Now trying to get the heck out of there. Realize they won't be able to escape from the might of the Marauders, but the Warpism with the Storm is there as well, and suddenly everything turns around. All the Stalkers now shooting down the low HP Marines and Marauders. Still left hurting from the Storms. The Medivacs trying desperately to heal everything up again, as there's still quite a couple of Widowmines available. This may not be a battle where Creator can just start stampeding over his opponent just quite yet. Might be something in the future, or maybe this is going to be a good moment here for BYUN. Creator using those Stalkers here for a brief moment, causing a fight, trying to delay these bio units and allowing his more expensive units a better chance of escaping. Losing that fourth base was kind of rough, honestly, not gonna lie. Creator would have been in such an amazing position if he still had that fourth base right now. Maybe trying to reclaim it, but I mean, BYUN on this side of the field here, ready to say something about that, right? Surprise Creator is still only going with the High Templar here, by the way. We still do not have any type of Colossi, Disruptors, nothing of the sorts. Here we go, Storms, that is the way forwards here, according to Creator. With the mines, most of the forefront ones have been set off. There's still quite a couple in the back, though. But not that many Zealots remain. But we have more Storms available. I mean, those Marauders, they are quite tanky against the Storms, of course, so probably not his prime target for the War Prison. Just trying to control this area with the Immortals and the Void Race. Oh, there we go. Finds one. Still a nice split, though, from BYUN. Alright, Templar being warped in. Creator's army's not looking all too powerful, I would say, but has got a good concave. It still has those storms. And with the storm comes a lot of potential. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Those medevacts, they already are kind of low on their HP as well, but also on the energy. So this Bioforce, I mean, if it keeps forcing fights like this and poking in and out, it's going to severely decrease the healing output of those medevacts quite quickly. Alright, where are the storms? The storms rolling in slowly. A couple of Zealots being pushed forwards. The set of the Widow Mines doing well so far. There are the first High Templar. Looks like they're out of energy. Alright, so that is why Hallucinated Colossus, the first one of its kind. As we still do not have a robotics bay. Full dropships fly over across to the right side. Potentially finding a base here. Not quite, but we'll be able to run into the natural from this location, of course. Somehow Creator realizing that this is going on. Already checking for it. No problem for him. They need to watch out. I mean, that army is still here. Not moving forward at this moment. It looks like Creator just deciding, you know what, if you send that much across, I'm just going to take a fight with the rest of your army that is still here. That is quite a lot of medevacs as well. If BYUN loses that, with all those ghosts there as well, that could be quite the rough loss. Still going to go into this Nexus, ready to take out the, the bases of his opponent, as he's going to lose a base of his own. Alright, Storm's landing quite nicely. BYUN still fighting strong here. Is he going to continue pushing? Or is this the moment where he does turn around? Having a bit of a struggle deciding, it seems. Especially with the static defense already set up right there for Creator. BYUN has to be careful, those Widow Mines. I mean, pretty good hits onto the Archons. Should not allow those Archons to heal up too much right now. Marauders with Ghost finding a couple of good kills onto the Zealots. They are quite cost efficient. But things are looking quite dark for BYUN right now in his own... well, I'm not sure if to call it a base anymore. It's a little outpost at this point. GG is called and Creator takes game number 3 as well. We'll be able to give him the victory, the clean sweep overall over BYUN. So that is very impressive. Very well done, Creator there.